Hey everyone, this is Stephanie, your CSA coach, and I am jumping on live actually from the beach, which is why I'm so early this morning. I had to beat before everyone else got up and the house got a little crazy. So this unboxing is going to be a little bit different. I obviously don't have my share yet, neither do any of you. But I have a friend picking up my share this week, so I'm going to still do and give you the same information, but I won't physically be showing you the produce. So we figured that was better than nothing. So I am just down in Outer Banks this week, so I will not be home. All right, jumping right in, you received your emails yesterday. 3 quick announcements. There's a sunset snip on Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. It's $30. So you can go into the flower fields and pick some bundles of flowers. Flower sessions, photo flower sessions with Vanessa are still available, so see the email for that information. And then finally, these are our last 2 weeks with Art on the Farm with Dakota. So Dakota is doing the same activity this Tuesday and Thursday, and also next Tuesday and Thursday. So if your kids are interested, those will take place from 4 to 6 p.m. on all pickup days for the next 2 weeks. All right, so jumping into our shares this week, a lot of things will be repeated from last week. So if you physically want to see the produce, go to last week's unboxing, where I actually have the produce in my hands and you'll be able to see it. But there's only a couple of new items. So we have basil. Basil does not like to be cold, so we don't put it in the refrigerator. So take that basil. You can snip off the little rubber band if you want to, or leave it on, and then just put that in a cup of water and leave it on your countertop. Basil is really good for pestos. We're getting tomatoes. It's tomato season, so it's really good paired with tomatoes. Great in salad dressings. I mean, I literally probably take at least a quarter to a half a cup of basil bunched together and throw it right into a salad dressing, and then it makes a great green salad dressing. So you can take that. You can dehydrate it. I find the best way to preserve it is to make either your sauces or your pestos and then freeze those into cubes. So if you still have basil from previous weeks, that's a good way to preserve it. Next up is garlic, and our garlic has kind of switched to not fresh anymore, so it can be stored in a cool, dry place. I throw it in with my onions. Garlic is used for just about everything. I put garlic in salad dressings. I put garlic in vegetables, marinades. You can roast garlic. You can grill garlic. I usually, when I find a recipe that I like, that I want to make, I usually double garlic because I love the flavor of garlic. You can also preserve garlic. So you can make garlic, you can chop up garlic and put it in olive oil and freeze it. You can, into like cubes, or you can take your garlic and you can dehydrate it. And there is a recipe for garlic powder on the blog somewhere. It's a little bit time consuming and it takes time to actually get all the moisture out of the garlic cloves, but it's there. Next up is fresh onions, fresh sweet onions. Those are fresh, and every time you see fresh, you want to know that it goes into the refrigerator. So put that into the refrigerator. Do not put it into a cool, dry place. Those are really good grilled. They're really good chopped onto salads, thinly sliced. They'll go in pretty much any salad you make. They pair really well with our tomatoes. What else? Grill packets. Onions. I mean, same kind of thing as garlic. I put onions in just about everything. So sauteed greens, if you have any greens left, they'll pair well with that. Or you could just do pickled onions. You could do slow cooked onions, or caramelized onions. So lots of variety of different things if you have extra onions lying around. Summer squash. So we've been getting summer squash for a while. We are getting about 2 pounds of summer squash this week. You'll get a variety. This week's recipe will focus on summer squash. So I know a lot of us have great recipes that we like to do with it, but I kind of always like to add one recipe at least a year for something different. Those get stored in the fridge. You can throw them right in your crisper drawer or in a Ziploc bag or a Debbie Meyer green bag. So those are our summer squash. That will be the showcase of this week's recipe. There also are a ton of recipes on the blog for summer squash. You can simply, probably one of our favorites and simplest recipes is just to slice them up nice and thin, or not nice and thin, maybe probably like 1/4 of an inch thick. Season them with a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper, and throw them on the grill. That's our easiest and favorite recipe, just as a side. But there are summer squash ribbons on the blog. There's a kind of like a zucchini rollatini. I don't always remember exactly what I call the recipes, but there's lots of recipes on the blog if you're looking for something different to use the summer squash with. Next up is our tomatoes. And this week we have heirlooms and reds. You will get a mix of both. Those go on our countertop. They're best used probably within a week. We actually took all of our tomatoes from last week down with us and just used them sliced on sandwiches or simply sliced with a little bit of sea salt on them. They're absolutely delicious and such a wonderful treat. Once you slice them, if you do not use the whole tomato, then it goes into the refrigerator, but otherwise on the countertop. You can use these in recipes. I'm a big tomato fan, so they are used in the braised Romano bean recipe. I know I have recipes out there on the blog using tomatoes, but our favorite way to use them is just to slice them and enjoy them just as is. So those are reds and heirlooms. Also this week, which is new, is you will have pick your own cherry tomatoes. Same basic idea. You're going to go out into the fields. You're going to pick, I think it's 1/4 of cherry tomatoes. Those also stay on the counter. They're best on the counter, not in the fridge. And then those can just be eaten as a snack. You can serve them with like a veggie dip. You can slice them up and make a salad. Super easy. Or you could take all of your tomatoes, throw them on a sheet pan and do like a roasted tomato soup or a roasted tomato sauce. So different options there. New to the share this week is going to be peppers. So you'll get a variety of green bell peppers and green cumberdells. Those are best stored in the fridge in your crisper drawer or in a plastic bag. They will last a while. You can slice either up and just serve as a snack. You can use them like a great meal this week would probably be a sheet pan fajita meal. So you would just need to add chicken or beef, but you have the onions, you have the peppers. You could make a really fun fresh salsa with the ingredients we have this week. So that's an option there. And sheet pan meals are so easy because it's just one quick pan that you're putting everything on and roasting everything on. You can also do stuffed peppers. Let's see what else. You can roast them. We have some other vegetables that would work with a big sheet pan roasted vegetables. Eggplant is next up. Eggplant is best stored in the crisper drawer of your fridge. And if you want to keep the moisture away from the actual eggplant, you can wrap it in a towel or like a dish towel or a paper towel. I don't generally need to do that because I try to use them within the first few days of getting them. There are recipes on the blog for eggplant. There's a grilled eggplant. There's an eggplant dip. So if you're not a big eggplant fan, same thing. Try different varieties. Try frying it, try roasting it, try putting it in a dip. It's a different texture, so sometimes people don't love it, but we love just doing like an air fried eggplant and then serving it is just as a side, which I do a lot, or then turning it into like eggplant parm down the line. Carrots. So Tuesday, today, everyone will be getting carrots. If you're a Tuesday share, you'll be getting carrots. The greens didn't make it, so just the bottoms of the carrots. Store them in a Ziploc bag or a Debbie Meyer green bag in the fridge. And carrots you can eat as is. You can peel them, you can roast them. There is a roasted or grilled recipe on the blog for carrots. They will not come with the greens, so you don't need to worry about pulling them off and storing them separately. Unfortunately, Thursday's group will not be getting carrots. There wasn't enough for both shares. There was some damage to the crop. So Thursdays is going to be replaced with, I'm pretty sure, fingerling potatoes, but don't quote me on that. You'll get something else. I think it was potatoes and I forgot to write it down. So those fingerling potatoes get stored in the in a cool, dry place. Great side, super, super tasty. We like roasting them or turning them into hash browns. So stay tuned for that, but just know that the farmers went out to pick the carrots and there was some damage to the crop, unfortunately. All right, a couple more items. You will have the opportunity to pick a hot pepper to add to your share. There'll be a variety out on the table, so you'll pick up your share and then pick whatever hot pepper you want. Those are stored in the fridge just like our other peppers, and then you can roast them, you can add them to salsas, you can slice them up thin, you can pickle them. I generally like to save a few, like accumulate a few over the first few weeks that we start getting peppers, and then make a big recipe with them. We just yesterday or the day before, I made a big batch of grilled tomatillo salsa and added the hot pepper that we got from last week's share. Actually, that's it. So I already talked about pick your own cherry tomatoes, and then we have pick your own flowers and pick your own herbs. So hopefully that helps. I apologize for not physically having everything in front of me, but I'm hours and miles away, so I can't get the share this week. Any questions, just post underneath this. I will see it. I do have access to the internet, and any questions specifically for me, make sure you just tag me in that post, okay? I will see you all live like normal next Tuesday, and hopefully at least this was helpful, even though I didn't have the vegetables. Thank you.